The early 2000s were a strange time in the world of video games. Grand Theft Auto and the rise of superhero tie-ins had convinced developers that the age of 3D open-world games with powerful protagonists were the juicy cash cow they had always dreamed they could milk. Destroy All Humans had given us an alien that could dispatch dozens of enemies with nothing but a flick of an ion detonator and a cheesy Jack Nicholson voice. But we didn't get to explore an open world until the sequel, which is why it's time for Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. Dive into the role of Crypto-138, the next clone in line after Crypto-137 from the previous game, who apparently just died without any explanation. This iteration claimed his role as president and took advantage of all of the collected DNA of his predecessor to be granted the majesty of a dingus complete with a fully functional beanbag. While attempting to take these innovative implements for a spin out in the San Francisco stand-in of Bay City, the Soviet Union suddenly attacked his mothership, killing his boss Orthopox. But not before he uploaded himself to an annoying floating robot. Now you're ready to take on the new mission of figuring out why you've been attacked and give those Russians a taste of your Furon fury. Just like in Destroy All Humans, you'll venture out into the world taking on missions that involve making a cozy little nest in the brains of various humans and using that disguise to penetrate deep into the loins of secret facilities to chat with and usually kill whoever did you wrong. You'll get to do this by wielding classic weapons like the Zap-O-Matic lightning gun, the disintegrator ray, and your benevolent backdoor buddy, the anal probe. But you'll get some new toys for your arsenal like Gastro, which is just a gun that pops out this guy who flies around and shoots everyone for you, and the Dislocator that dribbles your target in preparation for a slam dunk into the ground. Or if you don't want to waste ammo, you can always just pick people up and launch them into orbit with nothing but the power of your mind. Your mind also has a new power, jamming out 1960s funk that can temporarily make everyone around you bust out in a dance party and forget important things, like you nosediving into someone's body and taking it over. Unlike the predecessor, instead of only letting you probe your way into the world for the duration of the mission, each of the 5 maps is fully explorable for as long as you want, so you can take your time admiring the areas around mission locations for as long as you want before you decide to accept them. But if you want some additional open-world entertainment, you could attempt the exhilarating task of searching these areas for collectible items like artwork and music that you can look at or listen to respectively. You also always have the ability to take off in your saucer and bust out the big guns to demolish buildings 20% more easily, or just toss tanks around for your personal pleasure. There's even an option to participate in the excruciating fun of flying around randomly vacuuming up humans of totally indiscernible types to fulfill these checkboxes in each area for minor buffs. But if you want to get back into the meaty 28 mission main campaign, lock yourself in for awkward perpetual gun-waving conversations, human disguise recon missions, and chaotic combat action in that order for 28 consecutive above average times. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. You still haven't destroyed all of the humans. This follow-up remake of the original Destroy All Humans is a solid sequel to the remade original game. It looks better and has a better overall design with the open world setup, and it also has the same level of hit or miss humor that is somehow even more dated than it should be. I had to look up some of these references that are apparently from decades ago. If you like the first game, you'll like this one too, but if you didn't, this probably won't change your mind. It still feels like most of the game is geared to make you feel nearly invincible, and the only way they can counter that toward the end is by putting you in areas so small and full of enemies that the camera barely works. But because I still had quite a bit of fun with it for about exactly the 15 hours it lasted, I'm giving Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed the abbreviated score of good. If you'd like to see more hot takes, warm satire, and tepid commentary about video games, make sure to subscribe and check out my other abbreviated reviews.